no coincidence I come. There's no coincidences. I'm gonna die when I'm done. I ain't done yet. Say maybe I'm crazy. Woo! Say maybe I'm crazy. Say maybe I'm crazy. Just like you. Let's go. Say maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Say maybe I'm crazy. Just like you.
Where's that crap? We're live.
Alrighty.
We have launched.
All right, welcome everybody. Officially starting episode number 410.
10.
We're calling it
Ante Up.
Ante Up. Planet Green Trees. About to take off. I'm your host, Michael Comorn of Comorn Law. And let me introduce the community entertainment surrounding me. We'll start with over at the Board of Energy Controls, founder of Michigan Parents for Compassion, the one and only Jim Powers.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. Congratulations to the top 4 Dems that got inaugurated on Tuesday. And in honor of the inauguration, I would just like to say, fuck Bill Schuette.
Yes.
Fuck Bill Schuette.
I'll second that, Jim.
Well said. Moving along, someone who clearly, if we all hung out with for a day or two, we would know we are not having as much fun as she is. Please welcome the one and only Debbie.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey, Deb.
And I'm so glad that we can say fuck Schuette into the new year. We can carry it over another decade, I think.
Yeah, fuck Bill Schuette.
Fuck Bill Schuette.
It's timeless. It's timeless.
It's a classic. It will always be a classic.
Yeah, okay. It's lacks in creativity, one could say, but it's fine. It's fine. It's easy.
He's done so much that it
It's
just calls for it.
fallback. Right.
So isn't this the first time in 30 years he's not on the government dime?
I don't know.
I don't know, but he does have a distinguished long-term career in government.
He will pop up again.
He's a state legislator, then a Court of Appeals.
After the Court of
33?
Appeals, he had 2 years between his time on the Court of Appeals and the time of his Attorney General when he went to work for a law firm and did absolutely nothing.
Sure, I'm not necessarily saying consecutive, but I remember the number 33 as years of serving in public service.
Oh, Michael, aren't you looking for a new partner?
Pretty odd for a guy who wants to do away with such government and services.
He's not that good of a lawyer.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck him.
Remember,
He's not good, yeah,
Fuck Bill
he
we
won't
had
pass
Josh
muster.
Colvin trying to get on the mic whenever he can as much as possible. Let him have his moment of 0.05 seconds go. Okay, that's enough. No, just kidding. Please welcome Josh Colton, attorney for 2 years, practicing for 2 years, but we call him a 6-month lawyer here. Go ahead. Just kidding.
2 years, really?
He's packed 2 years with the lawyering into 6 months.
And
that's why lawyers don't take math class in law school.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you just took the bar not too
Josh will
long
be
ago.
appearing at the Comedy Club this weekend.
This weekend.
And
Get your tickets tonight.
What's going on this weekend?
just telling you, you're on the
Party.
wrong. You're doing a party.
Party.
You're comedy stand-up, all right? Somewhere standing nearby, a
They're serving
microphone.
on hors d'oeuvres.
Please make way for him. He is the creator of Esteban's Black Market Honey, also known as Esteban's Contraband.
It is not black market, it's craft market.
He has created a whole new genre
It's
of
actually part of the gift
And
market.
listen to me now. It's a superfood. Please welcome
It is.
the one and only Steve Miller.
Happy New Year, everybody! I'm trying to do the show and work my second job at the same time at Esteban.
At the oil factory?
Organic honey. Soon to go in mass production.
Only for gift.
Giveaway.
Only for
Giveaway.
gift days.
Good show tonight.
Lots of
I
gift
do wanna
under the gift laws.
I want to repeat the one and most important thing. Superfood. Superfood.
You guys did to me.
Moving around the horn.
Reformed, right? Reformed.
Moving around the horn, we have internationally renowned attorney, guitar player, iguana lover. Please welcome Jeff Frazier.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. Feliz año nuevo, compadres.
Yes.
We're blessed to have with us representing not just Monroe, but the entire worker community in general. From the entire, we're going deep. The one and only Uncle Jesse.
Holler.
Hiding because of his federalist views in the back. I see holding his head, sensing that he might be near progressivism.
And quite a choice of T-shirts.
Scared out of his mind for 2018-19. Dangerous is the word of his day. Please welcome. I'm kidding.
Flashdance
Tyler,
champion.
Flashdance.
Flashdance represent 1984. He didn't realize it, but he's reincarnated as.
Grease Legend?
No. Her name is Jennifer Beals. Jennifer Beals. Please welcome. His sweatshirt is what is making this. We offered him a Comorn Law sweatshirt. He refused, and because of that, he will be the ridicule of all 80s jokes tonight and references to Flashdance and Jennifer Beals. Lucky tonight to have with us the master of news and information. And we're expecting that to take place later. But please welcome currently the one and only Rick Thompson.
Well, I'm sitting next to Uncle Jesse. That means I got to be Bo Duke, and I got Luke Duke sitting right next to me here.
Word.
An older version. That's an 80s reference, people. Dukes of Hazzard.
She's right behind us here.
That's right, yes. That's not Daisy. Daisy had Hooters.
You should see him in some shorts, though.
All right, give it.
Because he's closer to me right now, and we got to please welcome the one and only without a guitar in his hand, which I think there's been a order preventing that from happening, and enjoining him from not having a guitar. The one and only Ray.
Broken, so. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy New Year's and fuck Shooty.
Yeah! Fuck Bill Shooty.
Binche.
Maybe we'll take a minute later and let Ray explain his musical travels of late and some of the music that's been happening around. But assuming that I've hit everybody, we want to wait to the very end to, of course, introduce the person that's responsible for everything. The one and only Jamie Lowell.
Hello.
Luke Duke. Luke Duke.
We can't breathe without Jamie.
Excellent evening. First show of the new year, and this will be a good year, 2019.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Because I want it to be good.
Well, it's going to be great. Look, we won everything we wanted to win in November. When has that ever happened? Never.
Never.
Cannabis is legal.
Yeah.
Hemp is legal.
Jamie's wearing a funny
Jamie's
sweater.
got a new hat on. It's a whole new world.
It's a good topic. I kind of.
Tommy's kind of hanging out over in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about Tommy.
I didn't forget about Tommy.
Nope, I didn't.
867-5309 Tommy
Thug life.
Two-Tone in the house. Tommy.
Hey, glad to be here.
Tommy, of course, is responsible for all the YouTube videos, making and breaking. Please check those out at Comorn Law.
Our good work behind the scenes.
Hit the subscribe button.
More of that to come. So I wanted to talk for a minute, and I don't know that I agree with whatever I've written here, but just to throw out some topics of a peek into what may be coming. 2019, the year of marijuana and, shall I dare to say, hemp, marijuana and hemp in Michigan. What are some things to be expected? Well, what has happened? Well, we know that the Prop 1, along with the state and federal hemp legislation, fundamentally reconfigure the way we're going to look at cannabis in the state of Michigan, but also for purposes of police encounters. And just to address that for 1 second, as my friend Jeff Frazier demands it be interpreted as it is right now, that the smell or mere presence of cannabis can no longer constitute reasonable suspicion to stop or probable cause to raid. Number one, that is what it should be. Peeking into 219, if we don't understand that and do not believe that to be the case, let that be the cornerstone of some findings in terms of at least what defines that moment of where the rubber meets the road, as we say, where the government gets to get up in it, sees you in your car, your vehicle, versus letting you go in. I don't think there's much that can be said that if there was a logical reason why that would have been, that the smell of marijuana alone, whatever it may be, would be justification to act, deem that contraband or criminal activity. Let us believe that the passage of Prop 1, the hemp farming, and of course the federal and hemp bills will end that. Okay.
Our law enforcement connection.
What's the fun of the honey joke? The honey joke drew all the attention away. I mean,
I'm not sure if it drew the attention away.
He should be on a leash.
Additionally, made the room elevated for a moment.
Cop on a leash. That's been my fantasy for a long time.
I mean, if you think it's disruptive, now you see him in the office. I know he claims that I procrastinate. Just kidding. No, he's committed. Let's just say that he's totally committed.
Should be committed, or?
All right. So what are some other things from that perspective? You would think that the passage of Prop 1 and the understanding that no longer shall there be the need to test marijuana, that the 40% of the MSP budget that's been utilized for testing marijuana will no longer be, and all of that and all those resources would be able to be put towards, for example, the rape kits which remain on the shelves. These things should create a dramatic decrease in the amount of activity that's taking place in the courts, reduce the amount of resources needed in all these communities to supervise, prosecute, open the courtrooms, pay for bailiffs, pay for probation, oversight, and all that brings should really spiritually and realistically end or be dramatically reduced regarding marijuana. As it goes in other states, whether it's immediately or shortly thereafter, whenever the official acquiescence takes place by the law enforcement community, that not just what their desires may be, but by continuing and ignoring the law, juries are no longer going to rule in your favor, and it's a losing battle. Whatever that moment happens, whether it's by understanding that the law tells them not to, or whether they have to get losing cases that define the direction they take. This is what happens in these other states, and ultimately the arrests go down, and we would expect the same, if not in 2019, over some time. Prop 1, I think it can be said, is going to create some opportunities, for a lot of reasons. First, there's now a recreational market. I think this is not only an opportunity, but something that was extremely necessary for the existing proposed medical market under the MMFLA to even have a chance to succeed. I think that the opportunity here, not just in business, but an opportunity for our government to fix what is the identifiable problem, which is that the inability to issue licenses has created a non-program, right? There's no functionality whatsoever that can be said about the MMFLA. As we sit here today, whatever cannabis on the shelves, which is running out, is from the caregivers. It wasn't designed. MMFLA is not designed to be that way. By emergency decree, caregivers have been supplying, and as I claim, unequivocally codified the need for caregivers to be part of this MMFLA program. Something to consider moving forward. But in terms of opportunities, we can say today that the MMFLA has been a failure. It doesn't function, can't function, won't function unless significant changes take place. The opportunity by Prop 1 is that it allows for the issuance of licenses to sell recreationally, and it doesn't have in it the political nonsense associated with the board. And an opportunity I would suggest here is how to synchronize the existing MMFLA program, if at all, with the opportunity of the LARA to take the lead in issuing licenses pursuant to the requirements. In other words, if someone meets the requirements, issue the license. Don't look for a reason to deny. Because the opportunity here for the state to fix what can only be described as a failing medical marijuana regulated program is to issue licenses and let the market dictate by supply and demand the success. In other words, don't create an over need of retail outlets by limiting them. In other words, use the opportunities here of Prop 1 to allow for more licenses and allow the market